Whew. It is going to be quite the weather adventure in old Western Washington as I brace for well, I guess I already braced for impact. I had freezing rain and snowfall. That wasn't like the cool snowfall. It just kind of, I think we got like an inch of snow and then it just all melted within a couple hours, but then it froze over the next day. So interesting weather for the past couple days, I will say. But now, after I check the weather forecast, it is going to be low 40s and raining for the next 2 weeks in a row. So I got a lot of good weather to look forward to right now. Wi-Fi disconnected. But what's the date today? Let's see. It's been a while though. It's Sunday, January 21st, 2024. And I think my last workout was last Friday, I think. So it's been over a week now again. So is it like, did something happen? Did I get sick again? Did some perilous life activity get in the way of me getting to the gym? No, I just got lazy again. Yeah, so I definitely realized that getting into the routine of going to the gym and then breaking that habit and trying to restart it again definitely is pretty difficult. Like, I thought I could get back into it really easily because, I did it for a year. Was that year the most consistent thing ever? Maybe not the most consistent, but still, like, I went pretty consistently for a year. Maybe other than not including May and December, because May I got sick, then I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so I already talked about that plenty of times. But then in December I was just like, I got lazy, and then that laziness is still kind of bringing it over into the new year in January right now, where I have not been very consistent. And I realize it's because I've been making excuses when I could just not make excuses. Like, the first week I went back in January, I was like, oh, since I'm getting back into things, I shouldn't push it too hard and I should give myself ample time to recover. And while that doesn't have any wrong merits to it, like, again, it's rooted in a good cause, I now look back at it and realize I was just saying that as an excuse so that I feel a little bit more justified on staying home and not going to the gym. And today was another one of those days where, like, oh, maybe I'll just start tomorrow. But then the more I realize it and the more I thought about it, that's when I realized, does it really have to start tomorrow? And who knows, maybe if I started tomorrow, I'll have a way better workout. But that being said too, me going today, I rather have the satisfaction that when I go to bed tonight, that I at least went to the gym today. And who knows, maybe I don't even lift. Maybe I just do my cardio. But that being said, I do think I'm going to lift today just because I want to. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself right now. Again, I don't want to get to the point where I'm forcing myself to go to the gym, to the point where it's like I basically have to gaslight myself and saying, I love the gym. I love going and lifting weights. I love having a good pump. But again, I'm not lying to myself. And another thing too is I'm looking forward going to the gym right now because I kind of miss it. Like, I miss having that feeling of getting a good sweat going on, feeling my nervous, or I guess I don't know if it's actually my nervous system, feeling my body being worked, in a way. And I also think too, I feel like this is kind of like a no-brainer, but I'm still gonna say it. I think I sleep better and I also poop better, as gross as that sounds, when I work out, because obviously our body's probably processing the nutrients better and, more efficiently trying to, Okay, I'm done talking about poop though, but sleep. Sleep is very, very important. For this past week, I've been attempting, I don't want to say to fix my sleep schedule, but at least keep myself a little bit more accountable and not go to bed so late. Am I still going to bed pretty late? Yeah. But I like to take little small victories here and there. And could I have done like, an extreme program where I just go, actually, maybe I shouldn't even call it extreme. I used to have this thing where if I went to bed really late one night and then I needed to make sure I get up early on a certain day, I would purposely not sleep that much. I would get 3-4 hours of sleep so that in my mind I was thinking I would be more tired the next day so that I would go to bed earlier. But then what ended up happening is I just feel terrible that entire day, and then I still feel terrible the next day. So again, I still wouldn't consider myself an expert. Actually, not even close. I consider myself amateur level, childish levels of how to manage my sleep well, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna come out clean and say it. I'm a gamer. And what kind of gamer am I? I am a degenerate hour gamer. I love gaming into the AMs and seeing the sun come up occasionally. Actually, I don't love seeing the sun come up because then it's kind of like that. It's like post game clarity where just like, damn, I just stayed up for. I really just saw the sun. I'm stayed up to play video games by the time some people are getting up to start their day. Like, am I proud of it? No. But is it kind of fun when you occasionally do that? Yes. And anything in life, a little treat for yourself here and there is never going to hurt yourself too much. But again, balance is the key with everything. And I have not been balancing that very well for the past 2 months now, essentially. And could I blame a certain video game for keeping me very addicted to the gameplay loop and having me spend a lot more time in justifying saying, if I go to the gym, I'll have less time to play this video game. So, why don't I not go to the gym? And that old video game is the old game called Escape from Tarkov. And no, this is not a sponsored video where I go, please use my promo code AndyRuKim to get 15% off on your purchase. But it's something I just want to talk about where, like, I enjoyed the game, but I also realized that me enjoying the game a bit too much could be potentially detrimental for my life as well. Like, is it really the end of the world if I, don't go to the gym for a while and, play an hour or two extra video games? Because that's the thing, like, my gym time is about 2 hours per day, like, when I do go. But the commitment goes a little bit further because after I go to the gym, I need a shower also. So add in another 30 minutes. And I also need to eat more, I don't want to say frequently, but eat more nutritionally dense to make sure I fuel my body after a workout, right? So even just alone, like my dedicated gym time per day at the minimum will be about 30 minutes just because 30 minutes just to make and eat food and shower. And it's funny, I didn't showering like it's part of the gym routine. But that being said, showering should be part of your, gym routine, because if you come back from a workout, you're gonna be sweaty, and some people are unfortunately gonna be stinky also. So why wouldn't you go and take a shower, right? Is it, now that I think about it, the way I talk to it makes it sound like showering is some sort of like weird taboo subject. No, like we should all be showering. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see some weird random like social media video where it has like probably like 1 million likes where it's like number 5 reasons why you shouldn't be showering. Number 1, it releases all the good bacteria on your body, which makes it so that your body is actually weaker. I don't know. The reason I'm even going on this little tangent, I saw this thing where it says you shouldn't be washing your hair. So this guy did an experiment where he didn't wash his hair for a month, and he said his hair feels better than it ever has after 30 days, which, I mean, if it worked for him, good for him. But if I don't shower my hair for a couple of days, it gets mad greasy and smelly, so... But he also did note that in that video, he specifically said, for the first couple of days, my hair was uncontrollably oily and very smelly. But then after he got past that hurdle, it stopped being oily and smelly. So I'm just like, what part of the human body just one day just says, you know what? You've been oily and smelly. Now stop being oily and smelly. Or did he just get desensitized to it? I don't know. I'm not that person, so I don't know. Did I watch that video? Kinda. Like, I kind of just saw it. And I might have did the thing a little bit where I kind of scoffed a little bit at the time. Like, not washing your hair for 30 days. Can't be me. Like, I know you're not... I did read something, there is some research saying that you shouldn't, shampoo your hair every single time you shower if you shower like twice, 3 times a day. But, because that, that could wick away at the natural oils at your hair that keep it nice and healthy and voluminous and... What other word am I thinking about? I don't know. But another thing on my mind after I'm talking about that, though, thinking about, like, what was it? I want to try those sinus rinses. Those, like, I think they're called, like, neti pots, or you can just do, like, a squeeze bottle. I think I did one, like, years ago and had a traumatic experience where, like, I think I almost waterboarded myself on accident, so I haven't done it since. But apparently they're very good for clearing up your nasal passageway, and especially when it gets really dry over here when the humidity drops in the winter. It does kind of hurt to breathe through my nose occasionally where I'm like, I take a deep breath outside or take a deep breath in outside and it just kind of stings. And apparently it does aid in that. So I think after this workout, which is going to be obviously 30 minutes of cardio of incline walking at 3.5 miles per hour on a 15-degree incline, 30 minutes of that, get a good sweat going on. And today is going to be back, and I'm thinking I'm going to start with assisted pull-ups, lat pull-downs, whether that be the overhand or the underhand, depending on what machines are available. After 2 sets, or I guess 2 exercises for my lats, I want to do 2 exercises for my upper and mid back with any rows. So it's basically this: any pull down motion for 2 movements, any row movement for 2 movements, and then 2 movements for my rear delts, for a total of 6 working sets today. Actually, no, not 6 working sets. What is that going to be? 12, because it's going to be 4, 4, 4. Yeah. 12 working sets for each different part of my back. And I'll call it a day. Then I'll treat myself to go home with 250 to maybe 300 grams of rice. Oh, I changed up my breakfast recently. You know, it was 30 grams of chia seeds, 30 grams of hemp hearts, 140 grams of frozen blueberries, 250 grams of yogurt. I've changed it up a little bit. I've added in 50 grams of rolled oats that I do as an overnight oat. Then I add in just enough coconut water and a scoop of protein powder now. And then, just a second, I gotta make a turn real quick. A scoop of protein powder. Then instead of the original 250 to 300 grams of yogurt that I'd be consuming, I instead lowered it down to 200 grams of yogurt, because the recent protein powder that I've been using apparently has 30 grams of protein in it. So I only need to supplement 20 extra grams of protein to make it 50. So I can get 50, 50, 50-ish for each meal that I have, to target around 150 grams of protein per day. Because that seems to be working out for me. There is a beer bottle on the road just rolling about. I should probably dispose of that, but I don't really want to touch it with my bare hands. I also don't want to run over it with my car and break my tires. So, yeah, there's a couple things that I need to keep accounted for. Seems like the gym is empty today, so I can cause a ruckus by walking around with my tripod. But yeah, cardio, lift, and then on the way home, I'm going to talk about which sinus rinse that I want to purchase. So I'll see you in there. Yeah, I don't know what noise that was, but whew, back day has been accomplished, and I have a little bit of a conflicted feeling right now. Do I feel accomplished and satisfied that I got through my workout today? Yes. But that old drive that I had, especially when I first ever started working out, especially when I first started seeing progress, that excitement, that flare, that flame that it had inside of me, that was the driving motivation that really made me pursue going to the gym as much as possible and just, increasing my physical activity per day, is not there as it would have used to be. And that kind of alarms me. This guy is taking some interesting pathing and almost didn't stop at the stop sign, so I was a little bit cautious about that. But it's not there as it was before, and that kind of saddens me a little bit, because I'm thinking, did I lose my drive for the gym? But here's one thing that I feel like is the issue of that. It's mainly because maybe I hit a plateau. Maybe I wasn't happy enough with the progress I was making, the habits that I had to start, inhabiting in my life. And maybe that little slight change, once I figure it out, will reignite that flame, that fire. Because right now, I feel great. And it's also, there's a part of me where, like, I don't have that drive to go back to the gym as much as it did before. It's still there, though, because, I went today, right? Because if that drive was completely gone, I probably wouldn't have gone today and probably played 5 hours of Escape from Tarkov staying at home. But I didn't. I went out, I did my cardio, I did my lift, I feel satisfied, and I feel great right now. And the only reason I'm being a little bit more critical is that I've noticed that going to the gym has made me a lot more mentally, maybe I wouldn't say healthy, because I need to start practicing the things I'm thinking about for it to be healthy, right? But it has made me a lot more mentally aware, if that makes sense, mentally and socially aware, where for some reason, just on the way back from, my 15-20 second walk from the gym to my car, right, where I started thinking that the past couple months, ever since I stopped going to the gym, I feel like I started focusing on the negatives of people more than the positives. And here's where I'm going to get a little bit sentimental again, where I almost felt kind of ashamed, because I'm just like, I feel like I made great strides to, improve myself and improve the life that I have, and especially in a way, hopefully improve the ones that I love and the people around me. But I feel like I haven't really practiced that recently. I feel like, I don't want to say I've been distant or anything, but inside my own mind, I feel like I had my own little battles and turmoils where I stopped blaming myself and I started blaming others more for really minor things, whether that be like the dishes not done, the wrong play in a video game. But again, it's like, why would I start, why would I focus on the negatives? And that being said, it's not like you can't, you can't just get rid of focusing on the negative, because if somebody wrongs you, that at that point, you do have to focus on them and be like, hey, you wronged me, stop that. And because you have to be assertive also. But what I'm mainly talking about is when I start, it's a funny term for me now, because I watched it in a comedy sketch show one time, but it's like this person saying, I'm spiraling. And that always kind of makes sense, because it could be like this. Say, I'm just thinking of like the freshest example, where I get home and the dishes aren't done. Whoop-de-doo. Is that the end of the world? No. But does it kind of ruin my day slightly? Yes. But instead of just saying the dishes aren't done, maybe they'll get it next time, or even just telling the person who I expected to do the dishes, be like, hey, this is a little bit of inconvenience. You told me you'd do them, but you didn't. Have a resolution for there. Instead, I think of this, where I go, they didn't do the dishes, and I go, I remember 6 months ago when they didn't do the laundry that time. And it starts becoming like this endless list, where instead of, just thinking, oh, it was just a mistake, hopefully they learn from it and not do it again. And that could be, again, if they keep on doing it, then that's an issue in its own way. But that's not the case, though. This was like a one-off thing. And then you already saw how extreme of an example it was, where I started nitpicking other things that happened months prior and saying like, remember how this all adds up together? And then in the end, it just ends up being, it just ruins my mood, because I'm just focusing on the negative, when I could just be thinking, hey, they might have not done the dishes this time, but think about all the other things that they do in your life that bring you joy. So am I really going to let 99% of the things that they do for me that I enjoy get ruined by the 1% chance that something else happened? And again, you see how I use the numbers there. If it ends up being in a place where you're with somebody, or like a friend or a loved one, where it starts not balancing out, or instead of 99-1, it starts becoming 80-20, 70-30, 50-50, or lo and behold, 40-60, and lo and behold, like lower than that, and that's when you might start being a little bit more assertive. But then again, you really got to start seeing, are you really actually highlighting and not taking for granted the positives that are in your life? Something to think about after an extra sensational back day that I had. I'm feeling great right now. I know I just went on like that, where it kind of seems sentimental, but it's more like I feel more hopeful now, where I'm like, I'm excited to, get back into the gym and start, when I start having these profound thoughts, it helps me with these card talks because I get to say it out loud, and it helps me remember and act upon the things I say more now, instead of just thinking about it and then just moving on with my life. Now I have physical documentation that I've said it, and I want to, it keeps me more accountable. It's the reason I even record my gym sessions, because it keeps me accountable, where I can look back and be like, oh, I remember when I did this and it felt really nice. I remember when I did this and it didn't feel nice. I remember when I did this and I almost passed out during squats. It's all these little things here and there that add up, and, it adds up. It really does. As simple as a statement that might be. Dude, that guy just ripped the fattest vape cloud right there. I don't know why that was really intriguing to me. But yeah, now I hope that I'm not too sore tomorrow, because I know I wasn't always going to the gym daily, but I was going somewhat consistently, especially when I was doing my videos. And I want to get back into that groove again, which means I'm going to have to focus on a lot of things. I'm going to have to get my eating habits back in order. I'm going to be honest, guys, the past month, a little bit over a month actually, I've been eating a lot of fast food. I remember one of my last videos that I filmed in December was me just going, hey guys, I don't know what to eat after my workout. It's just me going to McDonald's and ordering 4 of the cheeseburgers, or technically 2 McDoubles and 2 McChickens. But fast food is such a vice for me because it's so easy to get. It's so easy to get a lot for not that great of a price either. Because here's my one issue with fast food recently. I've been talking about it with a lot of my friends too. Where if you buy the things separately and not in a meal combo now, it's so expensive. If I were to get the Taco Bell Deluxe Supreme Cravings box, or whatever the hell it's called, it comes with 6 different things, and it's $8. If I were to order every single thing separately from that, it costs over $20, I'm pretty sure. It's $18 or $19 or something, and after tax, obviously over $20. But there are times where I don't want to get the Deluxe Cravings box because it's either too much food, or I don't really drink soda, so it always feels kind of goofy that I have to ask for water for my drink, because I'm pretty sure the person always looks at me where they're like, you want water? The drink is paid, and then the combo. I'm like, yeah, I want water. I don't really drink soda that often. That being said, though, I do treat myself to a Baja Blast at least 4 times a year, though. Baja Blast, I don't know what the general consensus about it is, but I am an enjoyer of Baja Blast from old Taco Bell. I am an enjoyer of the Baja Blast. But I can talk about that though. Is and if you want a quesadilla from Taco Bell, it's $9, I'm pretty sure. So unless I get the box, it just seems like such a waste of money. Where at some point people are like, oh, if you really want to treat yourself, just get the things that you want to get. But still, would I really pay $18 to get 3 to 4 things? Should I just pay $8 to get 6 things? So it's at that point, it's not just treating myself. It's it's economical to just get the box meal. But I don't always want to get this. Again, this is a random gripe that I have. And even McDonald's too, you get, if you don't use the app and get all the savings, the little deal things that they have, the price stacks up fast. And Jack in the Box is actually pretty pricey. And Jack in the Box is another thing. If you don't get that munchie meal, which is again, I think it's $8, which comes with so much food, you buy all that separately, ends up being $22. Maybe it's not $22, but it is over $15 if I remember correctly. And you want to hear the most ridiculous thing I saw on the menu on Jack in the Box recently? I think their chicken tenders are, for 5 pieces, it was $16 for 5 pieces. Just for the chicken tenders. I don't think it was even for the meal. Maybe it wasn't 16, maybe it was 13. Whatever the price was, it was high, and I wasn't a big fan of it, let's just say. And it's kind of funny to think that, oh, this guy just got done working and now he's complaining about fast food prices. But it's just something, again, just things that are on my mind that I think about, and I usually don't say it out loud, but since I'm in my little post-gym, pre-gym discussion session, all these things tend to slip out, and I tend to discuss it with myself in my mind, But another rainy evening, or I guess not evening yet, in the old PNW, the forecast for the next 2 weeks is rain, 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 a little bit more rain, and even more rain. So let's just say we're so back. We are so back. It is not Jover. Washington is not in a drought no more. Well, I guess I never actually think Washington has been in a drought recently. But these past summers and these past couple years, I will say rainfall has been not as common as I remember it being. Because I remember just growing up in Washington and just thinking, wow, rain for the 26th day in a row. What a treat. But now it hasn't rained that often. But ever since we had that little freeze last week, having little normal rain that's not freezing, it is actually kind of pleasant. I don't know how feasible it is, but one of my dream things, it might be a nightmare too, who knows, but if I get enough money one day, it'd be really nice to have like a bedroom where I have a glass like ceiling, and then when it's raining, just hear the rain pitter patter down right on top of me, and then just listen to that rain and fall asleep. And also just being able to see that rain, I feel like it'd be really nice. Only issue that I can really think about is cleaning, because then, you know, if something's wet and it gets humid, then you get a lot of bacteria and mold, mildew, moss growing on it. So cleaning it might be a little bit of a pain, but a man can dream, right? A person can dream, not just man, woman, the non-binary. We can all dream, can't we? But now, what am I thinking of? Sinus rinse. I saw this video recently that's saying like, so here's the thing. I always grew up thinking I didn't snore until I started going to like sleepovers, or like people would like be by me while I sleep, or like my parents or like cousins would tell me, and they'd be like, hey, you snore. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be a snorer. And then apparently I saw this thing where, you know, if you really start it's not like I'm a mouth breather, or at least I don't think I am, but I've been making a lot more of a conscious choice to actually breathe through my nose as much as possible whenever, you know, that entails. Obviously I can't really do it while talking, because while I'm talking, you know, I still gotta breathe in, right? But whenever I can, especially when I'm just being still and just chillaxing, just make a conscious effort to breathe through my nose. I also heard that it helps with your jawline, which I don't know if that's actually scientifically proven, but if it happens to do that also, would not be opposed to having a stronger jawline, if I'm being honest. Would not be opposed to that. But yeah, the reason I'm talking about sinus rinse is I've noticed that when I breathe through my nose, especially after I got sick in December, I have been a little bit congested, it seems, where like it's a little bit loud breathing in and out of my nose, which preferably I would like to be silent so I can be covert and stealthy. But also I've noticed that it's mainly my left nostril that seems to be not having as much airflow as my right nostril, which I don't know if that's actually a scientific reasoning why one nostril has an advantage over it, but would like to get that resolved if possible to a sinus rinse. And if it doesn't resolve, then we got a little bit more research afoot about what I need to do. But rear delts feel phenomenal today, as in they feel very worked. Back feels all right, not too sore at the moment, but they do feel worked though. Overall, a pretty good day, and now I'm gonna think what I'm gonna eat. But I think mom made some Korean military stew, or army stew. So I think I'll have some of that, some rice, maybe some egg whites, because I think they're expiring in a little bit. And by a little, I don't mean in like days, I think in like a week or so. So they should still be good to go. And as long as, you know, they're in the packaging and like sealed, they should last for a while, a little bit past the expiration date. So I'm thinking that, maybe a little bit of turkey breast that I think I still have left over. But that might be old, so I might need to toss it though. But yeah, I wish you guys a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me in the We Are So Back Day round 2, it seems, because I started a new year with back day, and now I took another over a week-long break, and now I'm back again for a back day, and now we got this funny camera angle. So good day to you. Love you guys all. Have a wonderful day. Whoop!